Welcome. I am so glad that you are here today. This is actually day 3 of our Bible study, and if you want to go to the study, I will have it linked down below in the description. But I wanted to also give you a tutorial or step-by-step on how to make this tag. And I think you're going to absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite projects of the year, maybe. I always say that. If you are brand new here and this is content that you like, I would love it if you would consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click the little bell so that you get notified anytime a new video comes out. Also, I did want to thank you guys again for all of the love that you have shared, your comments, likes, and sharing the video. And if you could continue to do so, I am so appreciative of that. Every little bit counts, and I thank you. Today's creation is truly special. It's a little piece of artwork. It has charm and a touch of romance. It's going to be a 3-dimensional tag with a layered frame that has some collage on it. It's almost like a little story that gets captured in a miniature. I want to add dimension to my box, so I want to make sure that the tags that I place inside are different sizes, both in width and in height. So I'm going to be taking my template and making a piece that is a little bit more narrow and about the same height. To give my tag more structure, because I am adding a 3D element, I am going to glue this piece down to some corrugated cardboard that was probably an old Amazon box. My original thought was that my frame was going to be a lot smaller than the tag itself, but as I looked at it, I thought that it would be cuter if I made it bigger, so I'm going to ditch the first cut and cut it so that it is longer. We're going to start with my favorite part, the frame. We are going to build a perfect little canvas that looks like a frame that is going to frame one of the pieces of ephemera from the kit. And as we collage this piece, we're not just putting pieces of paper together, but we're weaving a story together layer by layer. Every bit of color and texture, even the worn, torn edges, whispers a quiet charm that feels like you're opening an old love letter. There's just something that's so soothing about collaging. It's about piecing together the fragments to create a whole. And with masterboards, I think the thing that I love the most is that you never know what you're going to end up with. When we're collaging, we're stitching together memories, and I love how every piece finds its perfect place to tell its story. I'm working in kind of a bit of an assembly style where I work on one element, let that one dry while I work on the next. For instance, the first piece that I glued onto the cardstock is going to have a moment to set while I work on this collaged frame. It's a gentle rhythm that keeps everything flowing, allowing each piece the time that it needs to dry and to settle before we get back to it. That way, every detail has its perfect moment to shine. As I begin to cut out the frame, that's when I get the glimpse of what my frame is actually going to look like. It's amazing how it is completely different than the original piece that I started with. My frame is already looking darling, isn't it? But I want to make this a 3D frame. So I'm going to use some cardstock and cut out 4 equal sized strips. The width that you cut your strips is going to determine how far from your backboard your frame is going to sit up. This was the fun part, to just accordion fold or fan fold the little strips of paper. It actually gave me a little bit of breathing time to think about what I wanted to see on this page and to kind of think about what story I wanted to tell. For this part of the project, I brought out the big guns, my glue gun. I'm going to add a generous amount of glue on the top portion of the frame, and then I'm going to glue down this little squiggly worm looking paper. And I think this was the hardest part of the whole project, was deciding what the story was going to be and what was the art that was going to get framed. I end up choosing this beautiful butterfly print that is so pretty, and I'm so happy with my choice. I'm going to glue down the print first and decide where I want it to be, and then I will glue down the frame using the hot glue again. I believe that the best method to do this is to do one side at a time. In our Bible study, we've been talking about trusting, and so I thought that that would be the perfect story to tell here. And so I'm just going to, in cursive, write out the word trust. I'm going to distress it a little bit as well as mount it on some cardstock. I just want a little tiny piece of that cardstock poking out. I think that it does really well with the color of the butterfly print. And these little faux nails might have been the showstopper from Dollar Tree. I'm going to add one on each side of the word trust, and it just finishes it off so perfectly. And just like a little crown, this topper is going to be some seam binding that I'm going to crisscross, and then I'm going to wind it up in this beautiful red and white twine that serves as the perfect finishing touch, don't you think? There's a little extra edge to this egg print, and I thought it would be the perfect complement to add to the back to include my Bible verse. Today's Bible verse is actually one of my favorites. It's Philippians 1:6, and it reads, "Being confident of this, that he who began a good work in you will carry it out to completion until the day of Christ Jesus." What powerful words, and what an amazing gift and promise. And on that note, I wanted to remind you today that you are special, you are confident, and you are strong, but mostly you are loved. I thank you so much for being here today and for spending your time with me. I hope this tag has inspired you and you want to make one of your very own. Make sure that you join my Facebook group where you can share all of your creations with us and get lots of encouragement and maybe make some new friends along the way as well. Thank you to my Patreons. I love you guys. And if you're not already subscribed, I would love for you to consider doing so right now and hit that bell so you get notified every time one of my videos comes out. Thank you so much. Until next time, love you. Bye.